However, hydroceles. After my surgery, I was discharged from the hospital on November 7th. On November 21st, for my checkup after surgery, my scrotum was swollen to about 1 1/2 its size. I had a problem walking. The doctor withdrew several cubic centimeters of blood from the scrotum. It had accumulated because of internal bleeding. He advised me to go home and lie on my back with my leg. He also recommended blood tests for my platelet and white blood count. The tests came back with a low platelet reading. Had returned. I assured them that my prostate was not a problem. Hydrocele is a swelling of the scrotum caused by a collection of fluid in the tunica vaginalis. Testis, the outermost covering of the testes. It can be removed by withdrawing the fluid by tapping through the outer layer of the tissue. However, hydroceles that are aspirated often reoccur. An operation that cuts away the outer layer of the tissue makes it more difficult for the hydrocele to return. Aspiration is recommended only for men who are not physically able to. Urinary system and organs, scrotum, testis, tunica vaginalis. On November 23rd, passing lots of pale blood mixed with pus. It carried an offensive odor. I immediately called my wife. She was at work, and she had me rushed to the hospital. The urologist on call wanted to operate immediately to clear up the infection. My wife and I did not like the idea. We suggested that he withdraw the fluid to relieve the pressure and allow my urologist to make the final. He withdrew approximately half a liter of pus mixed with blood from my scrotum. The following day, my urologist came to see me in the ward. He informed me that the blood test results showed that my white blood count and platelet. He suggested that he continue the antibiotic and ordered vitamin 2K for clotting of my blood. He would also consult with the hospital hematologist before making any. I was very disappointed because the swelling of my scrotum was like a mountain between my legs. It was painful, and I had a temperature. My wife and I were concerned. I could not prevent my thoughts from going back to my experience of July 10, 1997, when I was. Infections that require surgery leave me with unpleasant thoughts, knowing that if septicemia set in, I could be in serious trouble, but as usual, whenever I find myself falling prey to negative thoughts, I shift my focus to God, who. The hematology specialist came to see me. In our discussion, he assured me that there was nothing wrong with my platelets or white blood cells. He suggested that it was natural for the blood platelet and white blood count to fluctuate because the immune system was fighting the bacteria or virus that caused the infection. He informed me that the white blood count of black people is normally lower than the count of some races. This is the second time I have heard this statement. I will be doing some intensive research on this topic to be better informed and be in a position to provide relevant info. On November 30th, there was still no relief for the swelling and accompanying discomfort. I prayed earnestly for relief. The same night, I experienced a miracle. My scrotum opened by the infected content flowed out, saturating the bed. The following day, the urologist came to me. He pointed to my Bible and suggested that someone up there has been taking care of me. This was the second time he had made that statement. I was very pleased with his comment because most doctors do not give credit to God for healing. Before the scrotum became infected, I had been informed by my doctor it took 6 weeks. Doctors can diagnose and treat diseases, and surgeons can wield the scalpel. Only our healing system, through God's power, can do the healing. Our Creator has equipped our body with all the necessary equipment to However, there are times when we have to request divine intervention for healing. More than 2,000 years ago, Hippocrates, who is considered the father of medicine, stated, "Forces within us are the true healer." In the book Ministry of Healing, for example, White writes, "There are thousands who can recover health if they will. The Lord does not want them to be sick. He desires them to be well and happy, and they should make up their mind to be well." Often invalids can resist disease simply by refusing to yield to ailments, and they settle down a state of inactivity. Rising above their aches and pains, let them engage in useful employment. By such employment, of the free use of air and sunlight, many an emaciated invalid might recover health and strength. Matthew, a cancer/stroke patient whose Ph.D. was obtained, asks you to help him raise awareness of health issues by sharing this valuable information. Please take the time to subscribe to and like this video.